Good evening. Yes, and welcome to another edition of your favorite sports program, Sports Wrap. I'm Locke Sebastian, and with me,
Ron Lander.
Dr. Thompson Fontaine.
And tonight we have an interesting program for you. We're going to be talking athletics. As you know, the World Championship starts tomorrow. There's also the Caribbean Games next month. There's also, I think, a junior meet in Dominica this weekend as well. So we'll have the President, Brendan Williams, with us tonight. We're going to be talking football as well because the football season starts tomorrow. We'll have the PRO with us and I think the coordinator. We're also talking about cricket, the schools cricket. You have the IPL starting on Saturday. We talk about Windward Islands. And if we have time, talk about chess. And by the way, guys, new president of the IOC, young 41-year-old lady, Christy Coventry from Zimbabwe. She probably, I suspected, got a lot of African votes. Of course. So a young lady, by the way, she's a former Olympian as well. She's a former Olympian. So she's the new president of the IOC, elected in Greece today. Guys, as we talk, we understand the people in Salisbury are being bombarded. We feel sorry for them. The RSS, we understand, are peppering them with tear gas. Salisbury people stay calm, be safe, stay in their homes. And that is the kind of provocation you have in Dominica where people, last time we heard they went after Hector Sparks John. Now today the people of Salisbury are feeling the brunt now of the tear gas. The RSS, we understand Salisbury. Maybe somebody from Salisbury can call us and give us an update. We feel sorry for you people down there, but be safe, guys. Stay home, because these are troubling times. So Matt Pelte is right there. He's going to tell you.
Ned, Council, are you there? How you doing?
I'm there, Matt. Tear gas in the place. The whole village is bombarded with tear gas and bullets.
Nice. So where the tear gas coming from?
And bullets, you said?
The police started above. They came down above like they did in 2019. They started above. And they came down tear gas in the village again.
From
Clinton from Daly. Clinton from Daly, they have a child in Salisbury. He's the leading man in it. You have a child from Nursing Salisbury.
Hillier is his surname, I think. Clinton Hillier, is that the guy?
Clinton Hillier.
That's the guy,
He's
Hillier.
the leading man in it. Bombarding the village of tear gas. But Clinton, people are not going to take you lightly. So it have tear gas, bullets, and stone throwing all over the place.
So you guys are in chaos right now?
Chaos in the place.
Any evidence of the RSS, Ned? Any evidence of the RSS being around?
The RSS. How are you sure it's the RSS?
No, Clinton is one of them. Identify Clinton.
Well, Clinton is a Dominican police officer. That's Hillier.
Yes, they're Dominican. There are different groups. The groups in Tegas, all in the village.
Have they unblocked the road?
They managed to unblock it, but they were going to block again. They cannot be there for the night.
Yeah, well, now are the roads cleared? Are the village himself? Are people gone indoors? Are people gone indoors?
Everybody on the road.
People on the road, you say?
People cannot stay in the home because of the tear gas. Nobody can stay in the home.
Well, this is horrible.
It's chaos on there. Chaos.
Well, just keep us posted throughout the night. You all have our number, 449-3095. Keep us posted. Yeah. Let us know what's happening. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah. Matt, thank you very much. Thank you, man. This is really sad, guys, that the people have to go through that. I mean, and yet you heard a minister this morning actually calling the people Vieneg, calling the people. But to me, that's a provocation. And we talk about stones. We saw yesterday where a senior police officer was encouraging his men to do the right thing. What is the right thing? We don't know. We don't know if it's to maim or injure or kill people or to use a local language, decally them. We saw that yesterday. And police actually pelting stones at civilians yesterday. That is a fact. We have the video. In fact, the senior police officer called the guy named William. He was telling him, calling him William to stop. And you know, this guy looked like we talk about athletics. He looked like a guy that could prepare for the javelin there. Yeah, you see the way he was running and pelting his stones. He looked like a guy that could be throwing the javelin. And my goodness. But you know, Dr. Fountain, Ronald, there's something we want to address. You know, I've never been in Parliament. You've been there, and there are three ways you vote in Parliament: is yes, nay, or you can abstain. If you make a presentation and you feel you're against some of the thing, the simple thing is to abstain. I cannot recall ever hearing the Labour Party vote with the United Worker Party to support them on anything in Parliament in the last so many years. In fact, I remember instances where the UWP brought a motion, and may her soul in rest in peace, Alec Boyd not. They actually wanted to change the wording of the resolution, and anybody now to go and support these people. Because you know what? The leader of the Labour Party wasn't even there. The record will show he did not vote on the Electoral Commission bill. So there was no need for anybody to go supporting this kind of thing. And it's a big error, it's a mistake, whatever, to vote in favor of that guy. I'll say it straight up, that was an error. He made a mistake, the guy, to go and vote in favor. We have a caller. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Lockhart?
Yes, good evening.
Yeah, next time I just called to tell you, Ned, what that talk is got for you. I myself take that from my home, by the pipe, and I called my friend to go and check on me because I reckon not good.
Well, you see, what I would advise you, stay indoors, be safe, right? Make sure you have your wet clothes. Huh?
No. Tell Ned, one second, Ned, because I am good because...
Well, he's listening, he's hearing you. So if you're struggling, somebody go and help me go, Paul, man. He's under stress now. So please, don't stay home. They're hearing somebody. I'm sure he's hearing me, so they'll probably come and assist you, okay? Take it easy, my brother. Take it easy.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
The guys are probably under distress, guys.
Thompson, you will be...
This is really hard. At my home,
okay, well, stay indoors. Stay indoors. Yeah, take it easy. Be safe, please. Yeah. All right. Cool.
One love.
Yeah.
Okay. Thompson, you'll be most familiar with the legislation. Are all the critical areas that were being raised were corrected?
No, none at all. They made absolutely no amendments. They made no amendments to the legislation that we had problems with. They refused the amendments that were put forward by the opposition in Parliament.
We'll come back to that. We have to talk. We have all the lines going. We need to come back to that. Good evening. Good evening.
Yes, good evening.
How are you, lady? You're from Salisbury. Tell us, what have you heard? I know you're a Salisbury lady.
Well, the same thing you hear in there because they're giving me a report all the time. Let me tell you, why somebody have to call Parliament and you hiding somewhere? Where he was?
Well, I understood he was in St. Lucia, so he said he was in St. Lucia.
So at that time you have messages to do when Parliament is going on?
Well,
right.
You know, what is strange, the guy, the leader of the House, he must have known, he sets the date for Parliament.
Yes.
And to not be there, it's the disrespect to the people of Dominica. That you can, and that has happened many times. We've heard him read his budget speech and he disappears. He wouldn't sit down and listen to the opposition forces. Next caller. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Yes?
The people from Salisbury, I just want to advise them in order to ease up the burning sensation of the tear gas, they can mix water and baking soda and pass it on them.
Okay, I hope they listen to you.
Yeah, and that will help to ease the burning sensation. And regarding the member from Marigot and his supporting of that bill, his rationale to me doesn't make any sense because, for example, if you spell income, C-O-M-E, and then you spell com, C-O-M, it might sound like come, but it's not come. You understand? So what I'm saying is the bill is missing. There are some things missing. And the opposition was rallying against the passing of those bills. And then the man is a member of the opposition party. And then he would support that. To me, that makes no sense. That's just difficult way to put.
Hear you, my brother. No, thank you. Next caller. Good evening. Yes? No, he was in St. Martin the night before. The day of the meeting, he's supposed to have been in St. Lucia. Yeah.
No, St. Martin.
No, he was in St. Martin the night before, not the day. I think the meeting was in St. Lucia, the OECF meeting. We have another caller. Good evening.
Sibo.
Yes?
Advance. Fire them, pepper them. A big policeman saying that and calling people name.
Yeah, well, he's third in command in the police force. And he looked angry, you know, when he realized the fellas were not moving. He said, advance, pepper them. You know, can you imagine you oversee that you hail? That is a man who is coordinating a thing. That is the kind of thing you hail.
Sibo, you know, I've been around the world. I mean, I've seen protests in other countries. I've seen the amount that police officers take from protesters, you know, and they don't retaliate.
Yes, true.
In this case, people simply there was a little shaking of the barricade and the guys unleashed. Mm-hmm. I find that to be very irresponsible of the police. It tells me that the police needs training, and they need to understand that they have to respect people's human rights. And I saw all of that yesterday, and I just could not believe that in today's Dominica, these police officers had very little, what seemed to me to be extreme, very little provocation, took the kind of actions that they did, you know, injuring people. And quite frankly, I mean, imagine this royal bully that hit somebody in the eye or something, or, you know, people could have been damaged. I saw this police officer unleash on my constituent, the guy who he knocked unconscious.
Oh, I thought you said you were from Granby. Are you from Grand Fort? Oh, Grand Fort. But that serious lash you gave the guy, you know, the guy knocked out the guy.
Knocked him out cold. And in fact, we'll be in from Ronald a little later. But as we were talking there, this afternoon, they have been interviewed today. Just now, they were being interviewed for the very first time.
You mean the police?
No, the individual who was arrested.
So interviewed by the police.
He has been interviewed by the police.
So they had him in the cells.
He's been in the cell since yesterday. We have been trying to get his release ever since. But he's still in the cells, and most likely will be there for tonight as well.
Yeah, two matters here. The matter, you got some.
Yes. Yeah. Good evening.
Yes, me again. Look at the treatment MO News got that lady from MO News. Look at the treatment the lady gets.
Yeah, that's another story. Yeah, you have reported, and you know, go ahead, Ronald.
Yeah, two matters there. The matter with your deputy political leader internally, United Workers Party needs to deal with that matter. It's a serious matter that you need to deal with. The other matter put into the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister determines when there is going to be a sitting of Parliament. And there's going to be a sitting of Parliament on such an important matter. Mr. PM, if you think that you will not be available, postpone the Parliament. You cannot have Parliament sitting on such an important matter. You're not sick and you're unavailable. What does that say to us? What's the level of respect that you have for us in Dominica? It's very, very unfortunate.
It is shameful if you ask me. I mean, to do that and then you come next day and making this big speech from wherever. I understand. I didn't hear it myself. I heard the address the nation from wherever. I didn't know that. Yeah, after you set your thing, you did say in advance that people will not be able to storm. You had all your security and you know, and I just can't imagine you bring all these foreigners from wherever. You heard Blackmore this morning saying that they'll bring from wherever. So you don't bring in foreigners and you attack people in their homes. And as I say, nobody should break the law anywhere. Don't think I'm supporting breaking of the law. But when you provoke people, you'll get a reaction. That's what's happening. And obviously the Salisbury people reacted because they felt that they came after one of their own. And now the people are retaliating in the night. They don't care who dies in the process. To them, it's not important. And you can just willy-nilly throwing tear gas all over the place and things. Really sickening. We have another caller. Good evening. Hello? Hello? We lost that caller.
We continue to see negative indicators in Dominica. Negative economic indicators, negative management indicators. And it is so comprehensive. The matter where people were demonstrating, the police force should deal with that matter in a more efficient way.
We have the caller. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Yes?
It's because enough policemen does not die in Dominica.
No, well, we don't want to encourage that. We careful with those words, please. Please, thank you. Next caller. Good evening.
Yeah, this is the overseas line. It seems to be an issue.
Yeah, well, probably, yeah. Well, sure, when it's there, if it's any problem, the technician will do. But, so, like I said, Ron, as you said, that I guess I heard Thompson this morning, Dr. Fountain, saying he will discuss with the deputy about what happened. So we'll let them discuss that and ventilate whatever they want to discuss, whatever action the party wants to take, the party will decide that. But let us try. We'll not discuss it for now. We mentioned it, but as I say, it was an error. Sometimes you can abstain. We have another caller. You don't have to vote yay for everything. You can say nay too. You can abstain. We have another caller. Let's take the caller. Because all the lights seem to be going. Good evening. Hello. We're having a problem with the overseas line. We're having a problem.
Yeah. I have a major concern. I'm of age now, and I tried to make my contribution to Dominica, and for some reason or the other, I was casted aside. But I'm seeing things are happening, all different components of Dominica, and Dominica is crumbling. Dominica is falling apart.
You mean that's falling apart?
I think it's falling. It's falling. It falling apart. I think it's falling apart, and we need to take some corrective measures soonest to make Dominica a viable entity. You see the kind of potential that Dominica has. I see cruise ships coming in the Woodbridge Bay area. People are walking down all the way to the Savannah. When they're the Savannah, there is no sidewalk. They've got to be dodging traffic, walking all different ways to come into Roseau. What does it say about us?
Yeah, let's take this caller. Good evening.
Yes, good evening to you, Sibo.
Yeah, what's up, bro?
Ronald, Mr. Lander, and good evening to you, Mr.
Dr. Fountain.
Dr. Fountain. Sibo, I have a serious problem with that RSS. I believe as soon as UWP takes the reign of government, like Trump did to sign executive orders, we should pull out from the RSS. Because it doesn't go to any other country but Dominica. And that's if that's what we pay, if we pay anything for RSS, I think we need to move out from that RSS thing totally. Because it's not working for us. It's working against us. You understand me? That's my view. What is it?
Dr. Fountain, somebody just saying, somebody asked them, what can you do? Somebody's just saying, release Thompson on the program, Bowie on the attack, and on Sports Rock. I just said to the person, what can he do? What can Dr. Fountain do? Salisbury an attack. If he comes there, he'll be on the attack. I mean, there's nothing he can do right now. There's nothing he can do, honestly. Releasing him now, he might be better. He's better off here speaking about what the injustices that are going on, that's coming down there. Makes no sense. Next caller. Good evening.
Good night, gentlemen. Good night. Good night again.
Yes.
I'm calling my friend Salisbury. Be on the alert. Protect yourself because it appears going to block your incentive tonight. They're going to be blocking yourself tonight. Because people are desperate. They are desperate. Safeguard yourself and fight for your right.
Yes.
That's all about it.
Very unfortunate to the events that are going on in Dominica now. Very unfortunate. People seem to, I'm sure the people are scared now. People are scared because, tear gas can in fact kill people, Dr. Fountain? It can kill people. So if people are not proper people that are ill, have had problems, long problems, they could be in trouble. So I'm hoping that the police can try and minimize the kind of thing they're doing down there. Please, the job of the police is to protect the citizens, not to attack them. please, our police, we're calling on you all. Like the foreign people, I guess, probably that's why they have the foreign people. Probably they don't care. We have more callers. Let's take them. Yeah. Good evening.
Hello, good night, Sibo.
Yes.
And the rest that are there.
Yes.
Well, people have to buy plenty milk to put at their home.
Plenty what?
Plenty milk, tin milk.
Okay.
It's good for the tears.
You calling from Salisbury?
No, from Yampies.
Oh, Yampies. Okay. So you said they need to drink plenty milk?
To rub it in your face.
Oh, okay, okay. Well, I guess they listen to you. Maybe that's another. I didn't know about that one.
Yes, yes.
Oh, yeah?
Milk.
Oh, okay.
Instead of water.
Oh, milk.
Milk
Okay.
is far more effective.
Effective. Okay. Well, I'm sure they're listening. I'm sure. Yeah. We have another. Is that?
That's the overseas.
It's not. Good evening.
Hey, good evening to you, Sibo.
Hey, what's up, man?
Yeah, and your panel.
Yes.
But let me tell you, if you're in fight, you cannot fight a man that have weapon and using ice cream, you know. Huh?
Go ahead, I'm listening. Make your point. Go ahead.
Over and over, them man using ice cream, and they don't getting nowhere. Maurice Bishop did get somewhere. But you cannot fight man. Wicked animals with guns. Number one, isn't, what they call it, the thing they fire in there?
Tear gas?
The tear gas. Is it poisonous?
Well, it can kill you. Tear gas can kill you for sure.
It is not good for your lungs.
Well, it can kill you for sure. Tear gas can kill you.
It is not good for your lungs. And I am telling you, the Chinese are laughing us. The white slave masters abuse us. And we have a black slave master mashing up our Gandhi, and we there laughing, Gil. We never know what was in the MOU or the MRS, whatever it is. But when he get his gain, and how much,
Go ahead,
and how much money he received from China, because we never know what he writes, what he can't speak Chinese, he can't speak patois, but he go China and sign in paper. Brother, what I want to say, I'm going to say it nice and smooth. You sign paper in China, you killing Dominicans, have a good day.
Okay, thank you.
Get the technique there.
Thank you, man. All right, thanks. Thank you. Next caller, good evening.
Yeah, Sigo.
Yes.
To start about the milk, it's not only to wash your face, it is good for poison. Too, when you drink poison, you could just drink it hot.
Say it again, drink it hot, is it?
Good when it is for the tear gas, if it goes through your lungs.
Okay.
Same milk.
Okay, so you warm it and drink it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm sure the Salisbury people hearing, they're hearing. I'm hoping, I'm sure they're listening because most of them are probably at home, although we were told a lot of them are in the street, but I think maybe they feel they're probably better off in the streets than inside their home. Probably that's what they probably feel. I don't know, but it's tough what they have to go through now. Very
it is, and we certainly have to remember the people of Salisbury. I've been in touch with several of them throughout the day. I've been in constant communication with the people there in Salisbury, and I was hoping it would not come to this. We warned the government about the use of tear gas in a confined area. We saw the last time that happened, a number of elderly persons succumbed later on, and we believe that there is a direct link between the tear gas that was fired and the deaths of some of these individuals. And here we see it again. So we continue to bring attention to this matter, not only within Dominica, but outside of Dominica. We have also been able to inform the international community what is happening. I was on the line earlier with the media in Grenada, with the media in St. Lucia, with the media in Barbados, and basically explaining to them what is going on in Salisbury, what is happening there. So I am playing my part. I cannot be in Salisbury.
Yeah, no, I don't expect you to be there.
But definitely playing my part as far as bringing that to the attention of the public, making people being aware of it, and also planning in terms of what, because some of the things that we're also looking at is what kind of actions we can take after this to hold some of these individuals accountable. So for those who are concerned that I am not there in Salisbury, let me just tell you that I'm doing what I am supposed to do in terms of helping, or not only within Dominica, but outside of Dominica as well, because this is very important.
Yes. Next caller, good evening.
Good evening.
Yes.
I told you I was full.
Hey, what's up? What's up?
I'm good. I'm listening.
Yes. How are you?
Okay?
Yeah.
Okay then. Right.
Good night, La Pointe.
That's it. That was a special hello.
La Pointe, yeah. She wasn't in the thing yesterday. She was right in there. I won't call her name. She was there taking the take gas as well. Good evening. Next caller.
Yeah, good night, gentlemen. Again, good night. I'm very concerned. I was concerned by coroner. I am not hearing it. I'm not getting that. So I know what's happening.
Where are you calling the person? In Salisbury?
Yes. People going for tonight. People going for tonight. And I'm asking my friend, be careful. Hide yourself. Go a safe place and hide yourself. And arm yourself. That's all about it.
Okay. Okay. Next caller. Good evening.
Yeah. I'm pumping. Do you remember what happened? Do you remember what they charge you for? It was in the radio station and they still charge you. So don't take no chances.
Well, that's good advice. That's good advice for him. You're giving him very good advice. Yeah, you're right. Charge him, say he was going to overthrow or to overthrow him a truck. I mean, it's simple. Overthrow him a truck. Good evening.
Good evening.
Hello, good evening. What's up? We lost you?
Yeah. Let me
You're breaking up. We're not hearing you clearly.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Okay, we seem to have an issue. Let me just also say to the persons who are trying to use the overseas line, we seem to be having a problem. We are not able to hear the overseas line. So we encourage you to call the local number, 1767 449 3095. 1767 449 3095. If you're able to call the local number, 3095, 3096, 3097. We are not able to get calls on the overseas line at this time. So, and I noticed that persons have been trying since afternoon to reach us that way. So you may have to just spend a little bit of money. It does not cost much to call from the US, a few cents. So we'd encourage you to use the local line to do so. So yes, Sibo, it's a very serious situation there in Salisbury, and we continue to remind Dominica of what is going on there. And, you know, just again, continue to urge the authorities to exercise restraint. You know, you cannot be using that level of force against an innocent people who are not armed, people who are just innocent civilians. There are rules and regulations that govern those kinds of behavior. And this disproportionate amount of force, people will be held to account. If not now, but they will be held to account. And that's very important for us to keep reminding them.
Next caller, good evening.
Good evening, Sibu. Good evening, Dr. Fountain.
Yes.
Good evening.
Can you give us an update on Hector John Spragner? Because this morning we saw something circulating here. Police was out his home. We don't know if he's in custody or if he's been released or whatever. Give us a little update, please.
Well, he was never in custody. Never in custody. I'm sure he's here. I think he's safe. I think Hector is safe. I think he's okay. I mean, they tried to go at his house last night, but I think he's safe. That's for now. I am sure he's safe for now. Yeah. Good evening.
Yes, good evening, sir. Good evening to the whole panel.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah. You see, every time we talking about peaceful this, peaceful that, and then is the police are changing the idea of peaceful. And so therefore now we have to put peaceful aside and attack them the same way they attacking us. We have to change our tactics with the police. Yeah, change our tactics. Now, if the illegal prime minister says he's not afraid of anybody, why he's not afraid of anybody? Why he looking for all that security, doing all those things? You have 25 years in office and you don't want to come out. It's something that have you there. Yeah, so we have to change our tactics. Yeah, thank you very much and have a good evening.
Okay, good evening. Next caller. Good evening. Hello?
Hello?
Yes?
Hey, I recognize you got the leader of the opposition party, so maybe he could take this question.
Well, he's right there. Go ahead.
Yeah, so what protections do you know the Constitution offers, like the citizens for being able to protect themselves against any kind of government oppression, being able to form militia of their arms? it seems like at this point, people have to consider, creating small militias because this is just nuts.
Okay, yeah, Color, thank you for that question. Unfortunately, our constitution does not allow for the people to bear arms. That is enshrined in the U.S. Constitution, for example, where the citizenry according to the Constitution they're allowed to bear arms and they can form militias and so on. We have nothing like that in our Constitution. The way our Constitution is structured is that the protection should come from the uniformed forces to the population, and the population is not empowered in any way under the Constitution to set up militias or to bear arms.
Okay. Right, guys, we're going to take a break. By the way, Donald, good night. I hope you're okay. I met your daughter today. She told me she had to take you to do some tests. So I hope you're okay. Good night, right? So we'll take our first break. And then when we come back, we'll have our first guest here.
Where in Roseau, key Mashadis, you can just walk in and order all your chicken parts, wholesale, and even enjoy retail. It's at AC Shillingford. All chicken parts available that you can afford. Fresh breast. And you know breast is best. Shillingford wings have muscle. After you eat it, you can fly. As for Shillingford chicken drumsticks, even swinging stars just order drumsticks from Shillingford. And for those of you who love Risapul, AC Shillingford keeps your belly full. Buy your chicken wholesale at AC Shillingford. From wings to thighs to drums to breasts to backs to necks. It's available. It's always available and it's affordable. Plus, you've got pork feet, ham and turkey, bull foot, chicken nuggets, pepperoni, all those right seasonings to make your kitchen keep on ticking. Buy your wholesale chicken at AC Shillingford. When you think of chicken, think of AC Shillingford. Always fresh.
When you want the best, what you do? Shop at SDA. Better than the rest. Go shop at SDA. And the husband, well, I say, shop at SDA. You get more for what is there? Shop at SDA. Shop at SDA. Yeah, shop at SDA. Shop at SDA. What is there? Shop at SDA. Yes, family, customer friendly. With free locations, it's so convenient. And our price is Madam, that's where you belong. So tell your mama, tell your papa, shop at SDA. Tell your son and your daughter, shop at SDA. Auntie, nan, and cousin, friend, open power, all of them. My grandpa, open neighbor, girlfriend, boyfriend, side. What? Shop at SDA. Shop at SDA. Shop at SDA. Shop at SDA. Check us out at Pottersville, High Street, and downtown Rose. The New India Insurance Company has reopened its doors in Portsmouth, offering the same great services you get in Roseau: motor vehicle insurance, home and business owners, fire and related perils, public liability, and so much more. Come, visit us today for insurance with a personal touch on Bay Street, Portsmouth, or call us at 445-4023. We are ready to serve you. Dominicans, insure your property, protect your property. You homeowner and businessman, protect your property, insure your property. Can't wait for the hurricane, can't wait till you flood out, can't wait till your roof fly out and all your business running out. Remember, no insurance company will insure your property when a storm is approaching. Get ahead of the hurricane season and insure with a company who gives you the assurance of payment for your valid claim. Come speak with us today at the New India Assurance Company Limited, upstairs AC Shillingford and Company Limited, 24 King George Street, Roseau. Bring along an up-to-date valuation from a qualified engineer and get insured today. Looking for a quiet, relaxing place to stay? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Leaving the office late and need somewhere close to town? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Have business clients coming in? Need accommodation? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Looking for group accommodation? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Located at 37 Goodwill Road in Portersville, upstairs ACS Supermarket. Enjoy our semi-self-contained rooms with private washroom, bathroom, Wi-Fi, air condition, cable network, mini refrigerator, all in a non-smoking environment. Call or WhatsApp at 1767-275-1899 or email us at info@portersplaceguesthouse.com to make your reservations. Porter's Place, your home away from home. Fit for a king, a queen, and all their royal subjects.
Yes, we're back, and we have with us the president of the Dominica Athletics Association, Mr. Brendan Williams. Good night, sir.
Good night, Mr. Sebastian, Mr. Lander, and Mrs. Fountain.
Well, President, we have a lot of athletics. We have the World Indoor starting tomorrow. You have Character soon. I think you have a junior meet this weekend as well. So you have plenty of things to tell us. But let's start first with the World Championship. It starts tomorrow, right?
Yeah, the World Indoor starts tomorrow, the 21st.
Right? In what's the name? The name confusing me.
Nanjing, China.
Nanjing, China.
Yes.
Now, we only have one representative. Why? Fiala is the only Dominican there.
Yes.
Tell listeners why. We only have one person.
So World Athletics, based on the quota system, only allowed one athlete from Dominica to compete. So to several other Caribbean islands, such as Grenada, St. Lucia, Antigua, only having one representative. I may be off for Antigua, but I think other countries, they give you how many representatives will take part in the competition. And within that quota system, Thea Lafont will be representing Dominica.
Why is her status described as unqualified? I was reading, I checked on the website, and I was reading where they say her status is described as unqualified. Why is that?
So for the first time, World Athletics created such a short window for qualification for the World Indoor Championships. And that window was from September of 2024 to March of 2025. Within that period, none of our athletes competed to meet the qualifying standards, and that is within an indoor facility. In light of that, we wrote to World Athletics, the technical delegate, to have Thea Lafont entered into competition. Spoke to Thea and her coach as to whether they'd be ready, and they're the ones who said yes, they would like to defend the triple jump title that they won last year at the World Indoors in Glasgow.
So that's the reason why she's described as unqualified.
That is the reason why she's described as unqualified.
When is she expected to jump? You can tell listeners when, times and day, or she's expected to jump?
So Thea Lafont Gatson is expected to jump on Saturday, the 22nd of March at 7:10 a.m. That would be 7:10 p.m. in China, Nanjing. She will be going up against 12 other competitors.
But how does she feel now? I mean, she came from injury. She hasn't been involved in many meets. How does she feel now?
She feels upbeat. She feels ready. I spoke to her as recently as last night, and she is ready. I spoke to her coach as well, and they both feel ready to defend the title. For them, they did the work like most other athletes to prepare for the competition. And if you looked also at the qualification, only one athlete qualified for the competition, that is Perez from Cuba. All the others got in based on ranking, World Indoor ranking.
That is the girl from Jamaica as well?
The girl from no Jamaican is competing at the competition.
No Jamaican, not represented at all?
None.
Wow. Because that's why I find a lot of the heavyweights are not taken. But why is that? Why I feel it's low-key that a lot of the world heavyweights in track and field are not in China.
So one of the reasons is that some of the athletes, they're basically starting the season off late because we're having a late World Outdoor Championships this year. World Outdoor Championships will be held in September of this year. So all the athletes, they're waiting for the outdoor season to start.
Yeah, I'm very happy that to learn that the necessary conditioning and preparation has been done. She's a brilliant girl and she's got a very good coach. And if they go into a competition, I think that they'll be properly organized. Who are the main competitors in that event?
So the main competitors that we've seen is Perez from Cuba and also Peretta from Spain. These are the two athletes that actually came second and third at the previous edition last year in Glasgow.
In the last World Indoor.
World Indoors, yes.
Yeah. What the times like? The times are very close.
Not time, the distance.
So
Distance.
the furthest distance for the year is 1460. That is what Perez jumped this year, 1462. I may stand corrected, but others 1440, 1437, and low 14s.
So she has a very good chance of retaining a championship.
Yes, Thea and her coach Aaron, they would never enter a competition if they don't feel ready. So that is why I'm confident that they are ready.
Yeah, well. I hope most people heard the time, so I'm sure people will be following Philly on Sunday mornings, 7 on Saturday mornings. Yeah,
Saturday morning,
7:10. Okay. Well, let's switch gears a bit now. You tell us about the local meet this weekend first before we go to character. The local meet this weekend.
So this weekend we'll be having our junior championships, the national junior championships will be held on Saturday and Sunday. It will be held at the Windsor Park Sports Stadium from 10 a.m. There we'll see our top local junior athletes competing, representing their various clubs. We will have a few open events, that is for also senior athletes, and we will also be having the multi-events. So we'll have heptathlon and octathlon, so that athletes get the opportunity to qualify for the character games. So like I said, the age categories will be between under 17, under 20, and open for some events.
You know what I've found over the years that you have these meets and many people are not there. Maybe you all probably should go on a campaign to sensitize people, let people know that's happening, because too often you have this thing and nobody's there watching. Huh?
Yeah, so that is one of our biggest drawbacks, and that is one area the Athletics Association have seen to step up. In terms of wanting to stream the events, basically on the Athletics Association Facebook page, it is a costly endeavor. And as you know, there are not many companies coming out there to support sports. They only come on board when it's time to celebrate. But in terms of supporting these athletes, going through the training process, going through the local competition scene, we get few sponsors. We do get some, but sometimes you consistently go after the same sponsors who give, and others you are met with at this time due to our budgetary constraints, we are unable to assist.
On that same point, in terms of the promotion of that activity, I'm learning of that activity for the first time tonight.
Okay.
In terms of the promotion, radio, television, whatever, there has not been some active promotion. Any particular reason?
No, there's no particular reason. And like I said, better should be done from the Athletics Association. And that is one step where we're always saying that we need to improve on.
Yeah, well, let's hope people go, because too often you go there and nobody's there, man. And I've seen that a lot. That athletics term, you go in the Windsor Park and nobody's there watching, and as a person who plays sports, you also. When I used to play cricket, if nobody, I didn't want to play. Honestly, no, serious. I don't want to play at all.
It's a big motivator.
Yeah, if nobody's in there, you don't feel like. But you see a crowd, you want to perform, but people. So let's hope that people go there and watch. Now, tell us though, Character Games is what, 2-3 weeks away?
Character Games will be from the 19th of April. So
that's less than a month from now.
Yeah, just about a month away.
So how are our athletes progressing in terms of times, qualifying times?
So far we have 4 athletes qualified for the Character Games. We have Mr. Addison James, who qualified in the javelin and the discus. He broke the national record in the javelin in the process, so he threw 66.81, which puts him in a great position for gold medal. Last year he won bronze medal, and the distance he threw this year would surpass the gold medal of last year. His coach sees him throwing more than 70 meters, so we're hoping to see what he can do. And Addison has that chip on his shoulder to consistently improve and go for those big distances. We have Twinkle Toes, Karel Etienne, who is doing an exceptional job this year, same to as last year. She qualified in the 100 meters and the 200 meters, and she broke both national records on the way to qualifying. She's now in the under 20 division, but she is ranked within the top 10 in the world rankings for her age category.
Is she taking part in Champs, the Boys and Girls Championship in Jamaica?
Yes, I was getting to that, but she and Addison both will be competing at Champs, and they're medal favorites, gold medal favorites at that. So Karel qualified by running a superb time of 11.56 in the 100 meters, and she ran 23.86 in the 200 meters. Then we have Mr. Jaden Joseph, who recently qualified at a meet in Matnik. He jumped a national record on the 18 national record in 6.92 meters in a long jump. And we have Jariah Lewis, who jumped 6.90 in the under 20 boys long jump. These athletes have showed that they are ready to compete on the character scene, and the distances and times that they have placed shows that they will be finalists and they are contending for medals. We do have a few athletes who are close to the qualifying marks, and they have about 3 or 4 more events to qualify. So, namely, we have Sean Vidal from the Aspires Athletics Club, who is close to qualifying in both the 800 meters and the 1500 meters. Miss Akisha Luke, who is close to qualifying in the 800 meters. She also dabbled in the 100 meters and was close to. We have Jelani Maloney from the Westmore Rangers, who is close to qualifying in the 5,000 meters. We're also going to send the only unqualified athletes that will be going, and that is a decision that all the affiliates agreed on, is a 4x4 mix team.
Oh, you will be sending that?
Yes, we'll be sending a 4x4 mix because we see an opportunity to build athletes for the future. We've seen the times that athletes have run in the previous editions of the Character Games, and we've seen that our athletes are able to contend within the 4x4 mix, and also preparing them, if they could stay together, to go up the ranks under 20 all the way to senior to represent Dominica at bigger competitions. So we're creating that opportunity for the athletes.
The games come up in April. When is the next qualifying event?
So at the junior championships, athletes are able to qualify, and then we have the schools meet, which is next week, Thursday and Friday. And then we have character trials, which is on the 5th and 6th of April. The 5th and 6th of April would be the last opportunity for them to qualify.
So you'll have in Dominica?
Yeah,
in the Winter
Park. So all the other events will be held at the Winter Park Sports Stadium.
Okay.
So you are able to use the times on the grass to qualify?
Yes. So basically, that is how we set our standards, to ensure that either they compete on the grass or on the synthetic surface, they're able to qualify. Based on World Athletics rules, we send an application every year. We have to send an application for them, as long as the measurements, because we use lands and surveys to measure the tracks, to put down the points. So based on that, we have to send that certificate to World Athletics so they can approve any of our times that the athletes compete here in Dominica.
Yeah, we've got 2 foreign-based athletes that have qualified for the Character Games. How do we go about getting them to school in Jamaica? And is there opportunities for other athletes in Dominica to go to school in Jamaica or elsewhere in the US?
So, like I said in previous editions I visited there, we have created a relationship with the Edwin Allen High School. So what they would do is that they would look at our results. I frequently send out results of our athletes competing here or regionally to the school, and they would say, okay, based on these athletes and the times or the distances that they have done, we're interested in these athletes. Sometimes even last week, they were interested. They are interested in 2 athletes here now to come up in September. And one of the coaches told me, if any other school approaches them, please say that Edwin Allen is interested in them. So hopefully, with the consent of the parents, we would have 2 more athletes going out in September. And like I said, it's based on how the athletes perform. So if we have more athletes coming out there and exceeding the expectations of the coaches, we have the opportunities. Now we're trying to create pathways with the Barton Community College in the United States, which is a JUCO junior college to which Trennis Hamilton attended, to see if we can create that pathway from high school to junior college and then university.
Edward Allen is the high school?
Edwin Allen is the high school, and they go up to 6th form.
Okay.
Yeah.
But how are they able to sustain themselves when they're in Jamaica?
So they're able to sustain themselves through the Dominica Olympic Committee. So we also write an application to Dominica Olympic Committee, and I must say immensely thank you to the Dominica Olympic Committee, Mr. Billy Doctor, President, for also sponsoring the athletes. Also through initiatives of the government of Dominica, they also assist in giving stipends to these athletes who are abroad.
Well, yeah, that's very good. I mean, because it's a bit difficult to be out of country and then to be able to sustain yourself.
Yeah. But these athletes, they get scholarships, so the school meets them halfway.
Oh, so they don't have to pay anything about the school?
No, the school.
And you can get an education.
Yes.
Like okay, well, that's good.
So they are top athletes, top schools, and they have, should I say, dom mothers or counselors who basically look at the how the study patterns of the kids. So all our kids right now, they are above B average in the studies.
Very good.
And that is from fifth form. Those we have, for example, Carrera is in fifth form and Addison is in sixth form. So these athletes are not only performing on the field, they're performing on the track.
Very good. So now, what happens now when people like them now, when they leave school? Like obviously, if he's in sixth form, is he going to go to university up there one time?
Yeah,
in Jamaica. Is that the aim? The objective?
That is the main aim, to create pathways for these athletes to attain education without their parents going into their pocket. So, for example, we have Corel Etienne, who several top schools in the US, like the LSUs, the Auburn's, the Texas, have already identified to get a scholarship based on the time she's running at 16 years. Also, Addison James. Schools are also looking at him as to, how he progresses and the disciplines. How does he fit within the school? So these athletes are expected to attain scholarships once they're age, because, for example, Corel is 16 years, so she would be too young to go to university this year. So once she's above 18, she will be able to attend university in the US and top universities.
Yeah, that's the thing with an individualistic sport, in that you can identify one or two persons and manage them properly, like we've done in FLR4, and get some other FLR4s to go out there on the world stage and to represent Dominica. So I'm very happy that we're making some progress in that way, and we can continue making progress. But in terms of the local facility, there's some discussion going on about the stadium, and I heard the Prime Minister saying that he's going to have it by UN, and he was commended you highly for your contribution.
Yeah.
What is the status now of the stadium?
So I can give limited information on that. We have been discussing with global partners who will be aiding in the construction of the facility, and we should have movement by mid-year. So let's just say that things are progressing steadily and smoothly. And I must commend the assistance given by the government of Dominica through the Ministry of Sports for all the assistance, and even the Office of the Prime Minister through the assistance they've been giving us, because some of the information and documentation and the assistance that the Dominica Athletics Association does not have, and it all comes through the government. So I must thank them for that support they've been giving us.
Has the land been identified? That's the main thing.
Yes,
Without the land, you cannot have a track.
The land has been identified.
So it's been everything paid for, everything?
Everything is taken care of.
Okay.
I have a lot of confidence in you, my friend. I've told you that previously, and your professionalism. I would like you to stay on top of this matter.
Thank you.
Stay on top of this matter and manage this matter so that it can come to fruition. Because if it comes to fruition, the kind of transformation we can have in athletics in Dominica. It's very, very important.
Yeah, and like I said, for the success of this project, it is a collaborative effort. Even though it's my enthusiasm, my professionalism, it is a collaborative effort that all parties must work together to achieve that collective goal.
Is the Sports Council or the sports, how they call them, Olympic Sports Committee involved?
Yes,
in that
the
anyway?
Olympic Committee is very deeply involved in projects. So it's a three-entity collaboration. It's the Government of Dominica, Olympic Committee, and Dominica Athletics Association.
What Sports Council? Any intervention from the Sports Council?
Well, it's a government entity.
Okay.
We'll be joined by Lobby, I'm sure. Lobby, good night.
How are you doing, Sebastian?
Mike muted?
Are you? Huh?
Yeah, we're hearing you now.
Okay, I'm fine for now.
Okay.
I'm listening. Is there something positive happening for athletics? Everything going to start next week?
Well, we have the World Championship starting tomorrow, Lobby. You know that.
I know about the World Championship. I got some about Dominica.
Well, he's here right. Well, you joined late. He told us a lot of things, eh?
Yeah, for example,
there's a meet this weekend. He has a meet this weekend.
Thibaut,
yes,
what about, is the track going to start in 2 months' time? What you told
well,
you?
He can answer you, not me. He'll answer that.
Hello, Black, your dream will be realized.
No, that's not the point, brother. I want to know when it's going to start. It's going to start this year or next year?
It will start this year and your dream will be realized.
So where is the venue, may I ask?
Point wrong.
Point wrong. When are you going to start clearing the land?
In due time, sir.
Paola Bush.
Oh my goodness. You have any question for him? Lobby, read the local meet and the character coming up?
The usual. I'm waiting for the character games and the World Championship soon to watch.
Yeah. And also we have champs coming up. So like I said, we have 2 of our athletes. Addison James and Carell Etienne. Carell will be contesting the class 2, 100 and 200 meters. She'll also be doing relay for her school. And we also have Addison who will doing class 1. He'll be doing the javelin and the discus. For those who don't know, both Addison and Carell broke the central champs records in the 100 meters for Carell and the javelin for Addison. So to have local athletes going out there and breaking records that stand for years in Jamaica speaks volumes of the talent we have and the athletes that we have in Jamaica.
Well, you know, this go ahead, Lovin.
Yeah, Brendan.
Yeah.
We have always done well at the character games in the field events because we are not, but you talk about Carell. Is he a medal contender? Is he in the top 3 with what he has just done?
Yes, she is a medal contender based on her times.
No, I'm talking about the javelin and discus thrower.
Addison, yes, most definitely, yes.
In which event? The discus or the javelin?
Javelin.
Okay. The other question is this: is Fia fully fit to compete at this Indo Championship?
Yes, she's fully fit to compete.
You're sure about that? They were very, very sure. because just now, I'm not through. Because I'm very much concerned about the nature of her injury. I know there's a lot of pressure on the sponsors. They are very heartless people. You don't realize what happens to an athlete when he or she is injured, and they want you to perform just to wear their logo. I hope, gentlemen, that she will be able to compete in the world of the competition. That's all I can say for now.
Yeah, but just to speak on your opinion, it is not a decision of her sponsors. It was a decision of herself and a coach to compete. And Thea and her coach have determined that they're fully ready to compete at the Indo.
But you see, Brendan, you as an athlete, you know that first of all, when last she competed? When last?
The last time she competed was at the Olympic Games.
But brother, you as an athlete, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I am talking about, brother. I understand that you want her to compete, but I'm telling you about that. You know, I have my fingers crossed. As a coach, as an athlete, I have my fingers crossed.
It is not my decision
because Brendan, you know, it's not a sprint. That's a jumping event, and you know, triple jump. As a person I have, you know, I used to jump, run, and I know what can happen. So that's why I keep my fingers crossed. I wish her well, but I am telling you, I know I wanted to be there for the world outdoor.
And despite the skepticism, I am confident that she is going to medal.
Brother, I know, because first of all, that would be her first meet since after the Olympic Games.
Yeah, well, you know, Brendan, we've had you for almost half an hour.
Yes.
We're grateful. What we will do this weekend, after this weekend, we can speak to you next week about what happened this weekend. And as things progresses, we will know by next week what Fia will have done. Her race, her jumping thing will have been finished. We'll know what distance she did. So we're grateful for you that you have joined us, and we'll be in touch with you during the week.
No problem.
So next week, you probably can join us again and tell us what's happening
locally,
what happened this weekend, and what would have happened to Fia.
Sure.
Yeah. One thing I'd like to recommend, though, Brendan, either you or the PRO call the radio stations tomorrow morning. You can call Matt and who is on DBS, who's on Kyrie, and inform about the events happening this weekend.
Yeah.
Better late than never.
No problem.
It's Saturday, you say 7:10 should be jumping.
Saturday at 7:10.
7:10. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Brendan.
No problem.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Nice conversation with Brendan. And Brendan is always willing, guys, to give us information. Yeah, always willing. I just got a text. The football people supposed to be joining us, but they say they'll be a little later. I mean, I always wonder about that. I mean, you program people to join from 7. The football is starting tomorrow, the first division, and we haven't heard them. What we can do in the meantime, take a break, but the Salisbury people, if there are any latest development, feel free to call us and let us know what's happening. We are concerned about what's happening down there. People could be in problems, so please feel free to contact us and let us know what's happening. So we'll take a break now.
So keep us walking order on parts AC and you can enjoy meeting. It's an AC chilling further part available that you can fresh breast and you know bread is best. Shillingford wings have muscle. After you eat it, you can fly. As for Shillingford chicken drumsticks, even swinging stars just order drumsticks from Shillingford. And for those of you who love Risapul, AC Shillingford keeps your belly full. Buy your chicken wholesale at AC Shillingford. From wings to thighs to drums to breasts to backs to necks, it's available. It's always available and it's affordable. Plus, you've got pork feet, ham and turkey, bull foot, chicken nuggets, pepperoni, all those right seasonings to make your kitchen keep on ticking. Buy your wholesale chicken at AC Shillingford. When you think of chicken, think of AC Shillingford. Always fresh.
When you want the leg, you do shop at SCA. Better than the red, go shop at SCA. And they often wear shop at SCA. You get more for life, shop at SCA. Shop at SCA. Yeah, shop at SCA. Shop at SCA. What is that? Shop at SCA. SCA's family, customer friendly. With free locations, it's so convenient. And our prices, that's where you belong. Oh, tell your mama, tell your papa, shop at SCA. Tell your son and your daughter, shop at SCA. Auntie, nan, and cousin, friend, open power, all of them. My grandpa, open neighbor, girlfriend, boyfriend, side. What? Shop at SCA. Shop at SCA. Shop at SCA. Shop at SCA. Check us out at Pottersville, High Street, and downtown Rose. The New India Insurance Company has reopened its doors in Portsmouth, offering the same great services you get in Roseau. Motor vehicle insurance, home and business owners, fire and related perils, public liability, and so much more. Come, visit us today for insurance with a personal touch on Bay Street, Portsmouth, or call us at 445-4023. We are ready to serve you. Dominicans, insure your property, protect your property, you homeowner and businessman, protect your property, insure your property. Can't wait for the hurricane, can't wait till you flood again, can't wait till your roof fly out and all your business coming out. Remember, no insurance company will insure your property when a storm is approaching. Get ahead of the hurricane season. Insure with a company who gives you the assurance of payment for your valid claim. Come speak with us today at the New India Assurance Company Limited, upstairs AC Shillingford and Company Limited, 24 King George Street, Roseau. Bring along an up-to-date valuation from a qualified engineer and get insured today. Looking for a quiet, relaxing place to stay? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Leaving the office late and need somewhere close to town? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Business clients coming in and need accommodation? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Looking for group accommodation? Call Porter's Place Guest House. Located at 37 Goodwill Road in Portersville, upstairs ACS Supermarket. Enjoy our semi-self-contained rooms with private washroom, bathroom, Wi-Fi, air condition, cable network, mini refrigerator, all in a non-smoking environment. Call or WhatsApp at 1767-275-1899 or email us at info@pottersplaceguesthouse.com to make your reservations. Potter's Place, your home away from home. Fit for a king, a queen, and all their royal subjects.
Well, Dr. Fountain, we are back. I think you have some information, what's happening in Salisbury?
Yes, Sibo, in fact, I just got off the line with Hector Sparks John with regards to what's going on in Salisbury. And for those who were concerned earlier, he indicates that he's safe, he's doing well. He has been in communication with the authorities earlier throughout the day, trying to resolve that issue around his arrest and so on. He's been in constant communication with them. He did indicate that for now the village is quiet, but the police forces are still in the area, and the people are still not happy with what happened. So going into nightfall, it's still a bit of a concern. But on his part, he's doing well.
Well, that's
just
good.
wanted people to know that he is okay.
And we hope that the Salisbury people are okay as well, that the people are safe. What we don't want to hear tomorrow, people in the hospital through breathing issues and so on. So
yes,
we're hoping that the people are okay. Yeah. What we'll do, we are supposed to have the football people. They're in a meeting, they're still late. So Ronald, I think you have some chess you want to talk about quickly.
Yeah.
So let's talk about
some chess that I just want to speak on. It's a pity that we couldn't arrange for Ms. John Baptist, the PRO, who speaks very eloquently.
Well, you're right. If we knew that the football people would have been there,
would have rope her in. Before I go to the chess, though, I want to commend our sponsors, ACS and Julius Timothy, for continuously sponsoring Sports Rap. Sports Rap is a very good program. It is listened to all over Dominica, the Caribbean, and the world. Over the carnival season, the amount of people who met me and called me Sports Rap and they're listening and so on, Sports Rap is a very popular program. So I'm encouraging other sponsors to come on. We can promote your whatever product that you have, like we're doing for ACS. Now, where chess is concerned, chess is a very, very important sport. And I hope that our local sportsmen, our cricketers, or footballers, or basketballers, or athletes can get involved in chess, mainly to develop their mental capacity. What chess does for you, it helps you to develop your mental capacity. The physical capacity is important, very important, but your mental capacity is of equal importance. Recently, we had the third Open Chess Tournament. It took place in Dominica at the college from March 8th to 13th. The first place winner was Nigel Francis. The second place winner was Edgar Berridge. And Edgar Berridge has been involved in playing chess for quite a while now. He's a veteran in the business. And the third place person was Hilary Passani. Very soon, the Chess Federation is organizing an inter-school tournament, a local inter-school tournament. And they're looking forward to participate in foreign tournaments in Trinidad. Then there's going to be a CARICOM tournament and an ALBA tournament. So the Chess Federation is very active. It's looking to see how we can get more and more people involved, especially our young people. And we're looking for further exposure throughout the region, which is very good.
Okay, very well said, Ronald. As you say, we wish you could.
Yes.
You have some information?
Well, just
Go ahead,
some
Dr.
news
Franklin.
again from somebody just informing me from Salisbury that the road is once again blocked. That the people have once again blocked, and that the people, in his words, the people are very angry and they blocked the road.
But that's a worrying sign, because it is what? After 7 in the night, if they go back and block, obviously the security forces again will try and go down. And I'm a bit worried about that. I mean, that darkness now, that you could have worse effects, Dr. Fountain, Ronald, and it's a bit worrying.
Is that a reaction to what's happening? Yeah. A reaction to what's happening there?
Yeah.
We've got to manage those situations.
Yeah.
Our crime rate is very low compared to the other islands in the Caribbean. And we need to manage our criminal activity, various activities in Dominica, so that we can keep our crime rate at a minimal level. What's happening now, what happened yesterday, what's happening today is going to provoke criminal activity. And we need to do better than that.
Yeah, it's very worrying. I mean, that in this night, I mean, they had all day the security forces. If you are a real security force, you could have gone in and blocked the road earlier today. It wasn't done, and you're waiting on the night now. The people obviously retaliating now. They block the road again. Probably people have made up their mind, because I find they're very brave. Because forces around there, you could go on and block back the road. I find them to be very brave. I mean, in the darkness there, you never know where these guys are with their high-powered weapons. So it's a bit scary, really. It's scary. And let's pray and hope that everything is well for the people in
I saw a picture today of a guy, never saw the person using the chainsaw, but then a big tree just fell across the road. So you know somebody had a chainsaw caught in that big tree. So possibly something like that was done again.
Yeah, it is worrying.
Huh?
It's worrying, very worrying.
Yeah, we need to deal with that and manage the situations.
Okay.
I suffered today. It became my private practice. I had 2 clients who come to see me today, one from Salisbury, one from Colio. And the road was blocked.
Well, I had to
And
go to
people
Colio
talking about the road blocked. Guys call me and guys say, no, they cannot make it today.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate.
Yeah, you're right, Ronald. You're right, because as I say, when I go, I didn't even know that was happening. Oh, we have a caller. Good evening.
Hello, Steve and Rhonda, good night.
Hey, how are you, man? What's up?
Not bad, not bad.
Yeah.
I don't know if you are in the studio.
Well, Lobby is online. Lobby is online.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Well, good luck. Good night, good night. We are all citizens. We have a role to play, and whether you are in government or opposition, whether you support government, we have a role to play to make for a better country. The police, I told that to the commissioner when he called me on Wednesday, not Wednesday, on Tuesday afternoon, and he told me some stuff, and I said to him, he said that we had 3 days to write, and I say, if you're a good commissioner of police, and you're doing your job responsibly, if a group is doing something, and you want to find out who other people doing it, you call them up 5 days before. So they have the opportunity to write. But if they have to write 3 days before the event, and you call the person in the afternoon before the event, it comes across to me as a plot. You know, a plot that is being hatched to stifle people's right to dissent, and people have a right to dissent, and they must understand that. And even people who support the Labour Party, they quarrel if you ask for it yesterday or dissent came about. Dissent came about many years ago, even before I was born, and after I was born, I met dissent. I was a young man in '79, and I was there, and so forth, and I'm older man to that, and I'm still there. And when people disagree with something, they have a right to chastise the government, to shout, and to express their views. And the worst thing about that is if the government is not responding, because I have seen Prime Minister, when PJ was Prime Minister, I was a younger person growing up and so on, but I heard and I saw and I was involved with stuff like PJ had his ways, but then you write a letter and they reply. And in those days it was a typewriter, you had to only type in black on a typewriter, but they reply. When PJ left, OJ came in the same thing. When OJ left, Michelle came in the same thing. When Michelle left, Edison came in the same thing. When Edison left, Rosie came in, the same thing, Pierre came in the same thing. That's the first Prime Minister who disregard people's letter, and they had to reply to your letter, they acknowledge your letter. And we wrote the Prime Minister letter when we heard the horses were going to be on the 19th, to say to him that we heard the horses going to be on the 19th, but we do not have any information as to what went with the electoral reform bill, because he had said when he joined the House on the 16th of December that he would give a period of people to discuss and send recommendation, and it directed to go to the Attorney General. Then the Business Forum organized that forum at PSU, and they came and they spoke. I was there, and he said they're taking note. I mean, the Bar Association gave a very good representation of the other groups there. He said they're taking note, and they will, in what they take the notes, they will be included in what they went to. So we expect that they got some recommendation and they made some changes. So we ask then, is the bill on the order paper for the House of Assembly? And did they receive any recommendation for amendments to the bill? And if so, can we get a copy of the bill? They have answers up to now. So in that case, we could not take a decision, well, the bill is okay, and we can decide not to have the protest outside of government, outside of Parliament and so forth. And so in that case, now what has happened is that it shows that the Prime Minister and his government, now they are in a parliament, like you fence a place to let go goats. You fence a place to let go goats, and they're in there, and so forth, because they want to be close and to hear the people. They get the police and the RSS to come in to put down the people for no reason. And I mean, Nobody ever gone to say somebody with a gun shooter and then consider that person dangerous and they bring gun. People were just there. They may throw a fence down and one expects something in those things. People who high tempered because some come. I mean, I didn't get abused. When I tell somebody be here because I didn't get abused until I'm a damn liver trying to penetrate their thing and so on. Because people say they come each time, they demonstrate, they come to the sun, they stand up there and nothing happened. You don't even hear what the Prime Minister, the statement, well, based on what has come to us and the people show up, we have made some changes. So they go back home with no success. And that would really influence some people and so on. And now to find themselves in Salisbury with this kind of behavior now, I mean, can you imagine police at your home and in your bed sleeping and trying to break your own door?
Well, that's a regular thing now in Dominica now, but so people probably have to get accustomed to that now, that you're in your bed and police does come with all kind of nonsense and saying they come to search your place. But it might happen in a bad way one of these days. That's all I fear. It might happen in a bad way. Somebody will not decide to take the law in there and decide what will be. And it is a bit worrying, that sort of thing. Anyway, Gossard, nice of you to call. Thank you. Okay, thank you. All right, guys, we still wait on the football. We'll talk a little cricket now. And Ronald, Dr. Fontaine, Lobby, the school final is going on now. The under-20 final started this afternoon, continues tomorrow. I was ashamed today as an ex-grammar school boy. I went to watch some cricket. I was in Windsor Park, the final. Grammar school is batting first, and I watched the entire inning. Of the 11 men who batted, maybe 8 of them, some of them didn't know how to hold the bat. No, I'm not lying. Honestly, I watched that. Dominica Grammar School bowled out for 32 all out, the grammar school, this afternoon, under 20 final. Guy Kester Lestrade took 4 for 8 for Castlebrook and a senior Fountain. Probably your namesake family, Dr. Fountain. 3 for 3 for the Castlebrook Secondary School. At the close, Castlebrook 95 for 2. The senior made 20. Kenneth Darrow's 35 not out. So I expect grammar school to suffer a heavy defeat tomorrow. And you know what was very shameful, guys? When I played cricket for grammar school in the days, and you would have the whole school probably, there's actually nobody there in the Windsor Park. Nobody watching the game in the Windsor Park. Grammar school is right there. A school final. I mean, I don't even know what to say. And these are the people you're looking for to represent Dominica in the years down the road. And we're in a bad state, guys.
But Sibo, in those days, we had the technical wing playing field managed by Heskip Dadai Fergus.
Yeah.
What's the status of the playing field in Castlebrook? You familiar with the playing field in
No, well, I understand they don't even really have a playing field there. No, they don't have a playing field.
They don't have a playing field.
In Castlebrook, no. They build apartments right there on the playing field, yeah. Yeah.
So there is no playing field.
No playing field. No, but watching it today, I'm saying, but how these guys end up playing? These guys look, they can't hold the bat.
So that means, Sibo, the basics have not been taught.
Exactly.
Because you'd feel that that's the first thing you would learn as a youngster, how to hold the bat and how to turn your hand, right?
In fact, a man batting at number...
How did the Castlebrook batsmen look to you?
Well, Fountain is a decent young bat. As you know, he played for Winwood under 19 and everything. And even the guy, Darrow's batting there. They look okay. But the grammar school boys, what I'm saying, I saw a man come to bat number 4. And his first ball is outside the leg stump, almost ready to jump the umpire, And I'm wondering about that. I'm wondering, what is really going on in Dominica? These are the people you're looking forward to represent Dominica. I mean, what is that? I mean, grammar school, man, or old school, that's how we have deteriorated. That's the state they reach. That's how, to use this song, that's how we come. That's how we come. No, man. I mean, there's something last weekend. Senval asked me the question about if I'd ever played somebody like Kulibiada. I'll play that kind of bowling. And just to tight in that grammar school thing. Now, when I played, obviously, you follow, you have heard about Inchanali, Ronald, Lobby. Inchanali was the first person I saw did that. Now, can you imagine now, I'm going to play for the Common as a teenager. Most everybody else on the team, except probably if he was about double figures older than me, on the Common Islands team, Mike Finley, Irving Shillingford, Gracie Shillingford. And you're going to play against Trinidad. No, I'd never played that in my life before. And it's not like now, they have all sorts of coaches now. When I played, we had a manager. in Team Hector, brilliant mind, you would know, a wonderful human being. Tim was not coach of him, he was just the manager. And Tim, you know something that night, Dr. Falk, I would sit down with Tim, and Tim would, the kind of thing you hear this guy, a bright man, and you know he was into his black ball. Anyway, when you get on the team, you have no coach. So at night, can you imagine the night before the Trinidad match, and the Union Hotel, where Queen's Park, and Vivian are in the same room, and what is the discussion? You're nervous because, I mean, in all and good, you could, because you know if Trinidad, you play 2 overs of Bernard Julian and Prince Bartholomew, and then you have a diet of spin. And you said to yourself, how are you going to work that out? It's not like, no, there's no coach. And it's not only that too, no, me as a young 17-year-old boy, a teenager, the people you play, you just get in the team, you can't even say anything, you play against people, you're not familiar with people like Vance Emery, Livingston Sargent, and I mean, it was tough. I mean, nobody to coach you, to tell you, well, that is what you should do. And I just tell you, and things, it was rough. I mean, growing up in those days, playing against this kind of people, I mean, in Shenali, and I'd never seen that. Even a man bowling right arm leg spin, Imtiaz Ali, you never played this kind of cricket. So it was a bit difficult. And when I see today, guys have all sorts of coaches where they can help them. We never had that in those days. And even playing for Dominica, when I played as a teenager boy, playing with people like Augustus Gregoire, grown men, Clem John, Grayson again, Cecil Larocque, these people, and it's difficult. So I'm saying to say, even when St. Val asked me the question, I tell him, well, boy, but you had to work it out yourself, Dr. Fountain. Like now, you have coaches. In those days, we had no coach at all. You had to work everything yourself. Yes,
Sebastian, I'm listening to you there. First of all, you have to understand, when we grew up, we played a lot of cricket on our own. It's very important. So you knew exactly how to hold a bat. You made your you made your own bat. All right, you played a lot of wind ball cricket. Now, when you look at, first of all, as Lander said, that grammar school had their own ground, so that helped you. It helped a great deal. All right, to organize cricket and practice cricket. Now you have more cricket being played now, more sports on television than before. All right, and I'm hoping that would have helped the youngsters. All right, to learn more in the game. Secondly, Sebastian, we had quality spinners. Look back, you had quality spinners in those days. Quality spinners. Look, I could recall in the Windsor Park after work, you would have in people, you'll have maybe 8 to 9 guys come with their own cricket ball and bowl into you. If you survive the afternoon, you're very good. All right. So the game itself, guys look for their own knock. That's not happening these days. The youngsters are not involved in playing cricket. You had a lot of pig games.
But it's shameful, lobby, to be honest. Anyway, we have the PR of the football lobby, so let's get the body shameful what's happening. What I saw today, grammar school, and I don't think I'm going back there tomorrow. I can't watch that at all. That's painful. I can't go back there tomorrow, honestly. Anyway, guys, we're joined by the PRO football. Good night, sir.
Good night. Let me apologize to your listeners and to the many fans for my lateness due to other engagements, but
well, you were supposed to bring your coordinator with you as well. You couldn't make it tonight, right?
No, we just completed a meeting and as a result.
Okay, let's get straight to it, LB. Football starts tomorrow, right?
Tomorrow.
Right. Tell us where we want to know. People want to know.
Well, Lobby, for the first time in a number of years, the Premier League fixture is completed up to the time we want it to end. It includes this year the international breaks for football. So we are not just doing cat blash anything and anyhow anymore. So tomorrow night we will see We United, our first game involving We United, coming up against Point Michel FC at the Stockholm Technical Centre. Then we will see on Saturday Dublin FC coming up against DSFC. DSFC is the newly promoted team in the season, and this game will be played in Dublin. While in Stockholm, we will see Middleham coming up against Maho at 4 p.m. On Sunday,
what time is the game in Dublin?
6:30.
They've got lights. They've got lights.
And it may be subject to change because of some issues we were listening to tonight. But later on tomorrow morning,
issue of the
preferably
ground, and
some of the lights.
because Portsmouth is just lit in as we speak.
Oh yeah, in Portsmouth.
Yeah, and
problem as well.
By tomorrow morning, we will be able to give you the exact time, but we know for sure the games will be played.
Mm-hmm.
And on Sunday, we will have Harlem coming up against Portsmouth, Roosevelt Scarlet Bombers in Portsmouth, and Surgical Southeast against Reddicote 6 Central, East Central at the Technical Center on Sunday. That is week number 1 of exciting football. I can tell you, Lobby, as we speak. As we speak, we have 11 referees set aside for Premier football.
That's all. That's all they'll be doing Premier football.
Premier football.
So 11 with
of the
linesmen, referee, everything.
Cut up for football.
Okay.
And the first division.
What's the level of certification, those referees?
Well, they vary. They vary. And we will make use of the best we have for now. We wish things could have really be everybody on par, but at school you always have somebody lagging behind. But in this season, it's imperative upon us as the FA to really guide them along, and we will be doing that as well.
Let me ask you though, last year, last year you all started with the President's Cup or something. Have you all done away with that?
The President Cup is not done away with. Actually, it will come in at a later stage of this year's game. There will be a variation to it. I will not disclose to the public the full ramifications or justifications to what we do. Because, for example, we will have the President Cup for the first division, and that's of the Premier. And then the top teams will meet to play for a bigger cup again. So as time unfolds, we will explain to you how we are going to work it out, but that will be done at a later stage of our league.
Lobi, you asking a question?
Yes, because Judge Lander asked a very good question about certification. And the answer I was waiting to hear about, you have your Premier League, first of all. You expect a certain standard of officiating. If the officials are not up to par, that itself can drop the standard of the game. How many of the 11 officials you have been certified by FIFA?
Presently, we have Mr. Clyde Cadet as one of our FIFA coaches. We just had in the person of Mr. Matthew Walsh doing his training. And as we are continuing, we've seen recently one of our young women and also a young man being trained by FIFA. Yes, we expect, like I say, everybody to be on the same level, but we cannot right now see everybody. But what we have, the caliber and what we have, the college of referees, for want of a better word, they will come together. We will come together with them and together guide them, because football evolves. And yes, they will make mistakes, but we will understand as we go along that, hey, we can get it, and we will get it.
Brother Sibo.
Yes.
I know, seriously, I cannot understand what the PR is talking about there at all.
Well, he's right there. You can ask him.
Just now, brother. We're looking at officiating. All right, officiating. That's a serious component in sports. Very serious component. All right, and that can bring a lot of disruption, can cause chaos on the football field. We are in 2025. All right, 2025 right now. Just now, brother. Just now.
Is this unique to Dominica only?
Huh?
Is this unique to Dominica only?
I'm talking about Dominica, brother.
Asking you a question. Is this unique to Dominica only?
I don't know what happened in the other islands. I'm talking about my country. Let's
look at it globally.
No, hold on. Let's hear him.
Yes,
Sebastian.
Yeah, because I'm concerned about certification, Sebastian. It is very, very important. Because first of all, look at the amount of games going on. World Cup games, CONCACAF, under 17, under 20. How many Dominicans you have? Not even one I'm seeing doing any game whatsoever. This doesn't go well for the stand of officiating in Dominica. You have to upgrade. You have to.
Let him answer now, Lobby.
Well, your stats is wrong, because recently Mr. Matthew Walsh just completed the under 14 games in Trinidad. So again,
Mr. Walsh,
we wish many could have been certified and be A certified or C certified. But what we have presently, we are using them, and they will be continued to be trained to the best of the DFA's ability. And as we go forward, together with FIFA, together with CONCACAF, we will arrange, because presently there are trainings going on. We do training on a regular, every Monday and Tuesday, the referees must meet. They do a theoretical, they do a practical session. yes, it's imperative upon me or the DFA to say everything, but it's not everything we just come and broadcast. There are certain things you archive it properly.
Question for you
and
before
share
we
it out.
continue. Question for you.
Go ahead, Lobby. Go ahead.
Yes, the PRO. The season, you said that's a new season. The last season, I want a grade over 10 for the officiating in Dominica, over 10.
My personal perspective and not that of the DFA, 5.
5 is not poor.
Half on 10.
That's very poor.
No, you ask, and I can justify my 5. I can justify my 5. Take for example, there are persons that want to coach, manage, play, and do everything one time, not giving the very referee, and maybe it's one of our own areas we have to consider this year, a chance to adjudicate on his very match, because the referee is under pressure, and that is one thing I'm advocating, that we really start putting our players to be trained psychologically to know how to balance themselves under pressure. And yes, there are times the referees may have made a call that may not be fitting to you, but the referee is the one in charge of the game at the moment. What he or she saw is not what you and I saw. So we have to respect that.
Let me ask you a question. Hold on, Lobby. You say that the referees meet once a week. Twice a week. Are they okay, when they have a meeting,
Yes, they are
supervised?
Yes, they are.
So they have a referees coordinator, somebody who will come to the meetings, and if there are errors in matches gone before, they will go over it.
They go through that.
And is that person a member of the FA or independent person?
That's an independent person, and the person reports these matters to the executive. Yes, the executive could and should be able to do more as to what is required, but because of how the reports are coming, we are now putting things in place that when we do meet with the referees, this is where we are, this is what was reported, how can we better it? Because everything cannot be black and dull. I mean, there are glory days, you know.
Yeah, Lobby, you're saying again. Go ahead, Lobby.
Yes,
hold on.
Lobby,
We have a call.
engaging.
Lobby, hold on a minute. Hold on. We have a caller there. Good evening.
Hello, Sibo. Good evening, and all the other people.
Are you well?
Yes, I'm okay.
All right, okay.
I
good.
want to ask you a question. The association, do you all have, say, a program for a year or 2 years? So, for example, say, well, the first year, I want to train 6. In July, I want to train 2. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, I do. Well, yes.
So then, as you're going along, if you didn't train 6 in January, you say, okay, I train 4. So the 2 didn't train it, you keep going and say, okay, I'll train the others in whatever month. So you have that in place. So you can have a list of activities. And if you didn't achieve certain things in a certain month, you can say, okay, I'll put it for the other month or so.
Right. Go ahead, you heard her, right?
Let me comment on that. Yes, we do have regular trainings.
Mhm.
And one of the things that I want to debunk from others is that we do not just do things to show, to flap. For example, and there is a training coming up in April, so listen and you will get more information. The DFA offers the course. 21 persons, I'm just using a number, apply. Now, upon application, you are given the chance to do the course. But halfway down the road, you leave it. And then you come, oh, the DFA did not do anything. So the 7 or the 8 persons that show interest, we push them. Yes, everybody cannot do the Premier Games, but there is a promotion process. For example, last year, if we had 4 of the referees doing Premier, this year we have 11, and that is a plus. And compare now to when the under the first division and the other leagues will be coming, there will be another pool of 21 persons that will be there and will be assisted along the way. They will be trained, and another course is coming up for another pool of persons. So yes, we expect better, but we can only do with the limited resources, and I must give credit to the referees department under the stewardship of Mr. Williams and that of Mr. John for really going forward and pushing these guys to the limit that, hey, we are trying to develop not just the football, but we are developing you as a referee to go places.
Yeah, Lobby, you're saying again. Go ahead.
Yes, Sebastian, I'm just listening. I'm talking with the PRO because I was involved. I was involved with the referees. All right, and you have to
Probably I
do
wasn't born yet.
every 3 months, Sebastian and Lander, you have to do a fitness test. All right, it's very, very important to do a fitness test. Or the 11 officials you talk about, are they up to date with the level of fitness?
Absolutely. There is room for improvement, but they are. They are
When you
because
say when you say
that's why I'm saying
improvement, have they been
there is
passing?
always room for improvement because guess what? I may run 60, I'm using me, I may run 60 meters and complete that swiftly. Another person may run his 90 and still believe he or she got the energy. And that's why I'm saying they meet
No,
twice
but
a week.
just now, question, brother. You have a sprint test and you have an endurance test, which
That
you
is done.
have to pass. Listen to me.
That is
Is the
done. I'm
sprint?
telling you, it is done. It
Just
is
now,
done. It is done.
just now. Hold on. If on the day itself you have that fitness test, you must pass both of them to be certified: the sprint test and the endurance test. You must pass on that same day. So you cannot fail. If you fail the sprint test, you have failed the fitness test. You must pass both on the day.
And
That's
we
what I
give
know
you an
about. I don't know
opportunity,
if
and
that's
we give
changed.
you the opportunity to do it again.
All right. Yeah. So I'm
Okay.
saying that I
Go
am
ahead,
saying
Lobby.
that this Sebastian Land, I'm saying that's very, very because I watch some games on social media. All right. I watch some of the games on social media, and I can tell you about I'm not happy at all with the level of officiating. That's why I'm
Right.
talking about that.
Well,
When I saw last year.
everybody, Mr. LeBlanc, won't agree to what the referees do. And like I said, there's always room for improvement, but you can only help us to help them.
Let me ask you now, Abby, the football stats. Are you all satisfied that all the teams are ready? Were you all monitoring them? I know you have this guy from Scotland here. Were they monitored to see the training and ready for the new season?
Well, apart from just saying football is ready, that was one of the things that was taken into consideration. Training, and it's part of the new club licensing program. You're training and you send in now a list and a fixture as to how you are doing things. Did we attend? Could have been better. But like I said to you on one of the programs, going forward, one of the things I know that will be happening this year is that the PRO, together with a group of persons, will be meeting our clubs. So it will be DFA meeting the teams. Let's meet where you are. Let's discuss. We take these matters and how, as an association, we can better the athletes. So this is coming. This is one of the year you will be seeing the DFA outside of the ambits of Roseau, and that we are taking it out.
Yeah, in terms of club structures, what work are you doing in that respect of helping to develop club structures?
Well, that is a very good question. We just came out from the meeting, and one of the things that I advocated is developing a holistic man. I say to them, one of the things that I want to see happen this year, let's take for example, is that our club personnel, our athletes know how to express themselves. They know how to manage time. And those that are in school, how can we help better them academically? Because in the association, for example, the executive, there is a multifaceted group of individuals, men and women, with diverse qualifications. We are sitting now and discussing what better way can we prepare you, not just to play football here, to go out there and be an ambassador to yourself, your country, your parents. And this is where we are. And I must give the clubs credit, the 33 clubs that we have this year. They saw the vision and they are seeing what we want to offer and really trying the utmost to really make it work with us.
Question again. What about when again is the senior team going to be engaging World Cup qualifying games?
Presently, the senior national team is under training. We will see our games in June, the 4th of June and the 9th of July. The 4th of June, we will see the game in the Windsor Park, the Lord Tarries. We will see that game in the Windsor Park, and the 9th, we will sit in the Dominican Republic. Presently, the team is being trained. I cannot disclose more of the information, but I know they meet on Monday.
Who is the coach, by the way?
The coach remains Mr. Sabit.
So he's been reappointed?
Yes.
For how long?
That will be decided upon when the executive meets.
No, hold on. You say he has been appointed. So if you appoint somebody, you appoint them for a period. So you must know how long he's been appointed for.
I'm saying I'm going to say it again. When the executive meets and his term of duty comes to an end, the world and the nation will know.
But that's what I'm saying. So, but you are here with us now. So we are asking, how long have you been appointed for? That's what I'm asking.
Well, actually, it was written from last week because
for how long? That's what I'm asking. Until when?
Until the game is over in June.
Also for a 3-month contract.
For the time being.
Okay, cool. We have a caller. Let's take the caller, maybe for you. I don't know. Good evening.
Good evening, Thibault.
Yes.
I would like Mr. Lobby to know, when you interview somebody on your program, you don't have to put too much pressure on the person.
Go ahead, caller. Go ahead, make your point.
Yeah, but when interviewing somebody, you don't have to put too much pressure on the person.
Well, he's hearing you, Lobby, he's hearing you, so he's hearing you. Okay, thank you. Thank you, caller.
Yeah, one thing I want to ask you about is the Windsor Park. I know some time ago, the Football Association made a financial contribution to the maintenance and the development of the Windsor Park. During this particular season, are you scheduling games for the Windsor Park?
I was not the PRO then. I was just a member of the surgical office team. I'm just going to be real and blunt about it. Going forward, we are in negotiation right now with the Windsor Park Committee. I cannot tell you where we are in all this because there are certain things I would like to see happen differently. Now, I'm not speaking like I do not know. There are certain things, like I said to persons, just leave until the flower unfolds. For want of a better.
Isn't Sebastian?
Isn't
the president of the FA a member of the board?
That's correct.
But you know, as you're the president, and I have to say something here. This president, we spoke to him last week. He was supposed to join us. There was this but you'll probably tell us about it. Congress in St. Lucia. We spoke to him up to the morning last Thursday morning. He was supposed to join us. And every time, this president has been from one thing, and the PRA mightn't say it. But even you try to call this guy, he will not answer his phone. Even the workers, they have a problem. And you care to comment on that, sir?
Well, I cannot speak for every man, but it's incumbent upon us as persons to be truthful. And that is one of the things that many will not agree with me about. I do not have any agenda. My agenda is to push the football product to the best of my ability. That's the mandate given to me by the clubs. I'm not here to make excuses for any one of us on the executive. When we err, and if I err, I expect the public to really come along and say, Mr. PRO, you could have done better, so as to better me as a person individually. I cannot speak on Mr. Etienne's part as to why he did not come. He must have his own reasons.
But it's a continuous thing. Even though you know that you try to get him, he will not answer the phone. But you ask his staff workers, they try to call, they can't find him. What is going on?
No, but Mr. Sebastian, Mr. LeBlanc and others, you can say as well, yes, there may be that negative as to Glenn, but whenever you call on the PRO, once available, I try my utmost to bring clarity to the situation.
Right, hear this. He went to represent Dominica at a Congress. It was a CONCACAF. Can you tell us what happened? Because it's not his own personal. Can you tell us what happened at that Congress?
Any particular benefits
from Dominica?
From participation in that particular Congress?
I laugh because one of the things that I said, he went, that is Mr. Glenn Etienne, together with the first vice president, Mr. Stanton Seraphine, and that of the youth officer, Mr. Joel.
So you had a contingent of 3.
We had a contingent of 3.
Right.
Now, they came in on Sunday.
Right.
So we haven't met as the executive to say what transpired.
But it's a whole week now. He hasn't told you all anything?
Wait.
Okay, go ahead. Let me hear.
When he came in, and I'm not making an excuse, we are entering, as you know, the Premier season. So there are logistical things he, as the president, together with the new coordinator, must do. Yes, there are things I wish we could have heard. For example, when we go to congresses, we made alliances with ABC or of the MAs. Look what is coming. Because I can tell you, for example, come June, we will have friendlies. We will have 1-2 friendlies. The president, it's incumbent upon him to really be open and, yes, take blows when you have to take blows, but nonetheless, we take blows to better, not to make things better.
But okay, he came back from the thing. He hadn't reported back to the executive. Have you all had a meeting this week at all?
We haven't met as the executive. We meet every second Monday of the month, by the way.
Okay. Yeah, because I find that very poor. You go, the president, you cannot get in, he comes back, you can't get information, you don't know what the hell is going on, and I just find that is a joke, right?
Give and take, he's a family man as well.
I know, but this is a job. That has nothing to do. When you get involved in those things, it's a job. So if the president being paid, you would know that, probably maybe more than one salary. That's a fact, not something we're hiding. So he have to report back to people what is happening in football.
But it's the PRO's responsibility as well.
Yes, right.
To make the nation know what is happening.
Right. So that's what I'm asking you. Look, you can tell us what happened at that Congress.
But Sibo, admittedly, whenever he has joined us a few times, he's been very informative.
Yeah, right. But the thing I've said to him, you are the president. It's annoying that a lot of times you ask him to come, and he's not. Even last week, I told you up to Thursday morning we spoke. He was going to St. Lucia. We gave him the link. He had the link to join us, and we didn't hear him. So I'm saying it is not good at all that when you have to inform the public, not me, you don't have to tell me anything. People want to know what happened in football.
See, why not? Because you were to call me, you could not get the president. Remember that, Pato?
Well, you're right.
If you cannot get the president, please call me.
Well, you're right.
You're not in Congress.
Yeah.
I would.
Well, yeah.
But it was no, because we do not want to create the impression that the president did not come, because I told you.
Well, he wasn't supposed to come.
If you did not get the president, call me, because there was information I could have given.
We were supposed to speak to him right in his hotel room, because we gave him the link. He had the link, so we could speak to him. He didn't have to come here.
No.
We arranged all that. So I thought it was very poor. We couldn't find him. We couldn't get him. We called him and.
But you could get me.
Right. Okay. We have you now. Yes, Lobby.
Sebastian, I'm just listening to you. All right. I think the onus was on Glenn. First of all, you're attending a congress on behalf of Dominica. First of all, and I find to myself, he could have called you. If there was anything of pertinence that was discussed, it's very, 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 very simple. I mean, seriously, anything of what that was discussed that the populace should know. Everything that I saw that was spoken at the Congress had to do with football. Another thing that FIFA concerned about officiating. I'll come back to that again. FIFA is very much concerned about the standard officiating in CONCACAF. In CONCACAF, it's not the best. I've seen a lot of games, at the CONCACAF level. I can tell you about that. A lot of the officials, they are very, very hopeless. And FIFA is very much concerned about that.
Well, yeah. Mr. Piero, 2 years ago, I think the association made a contribution to the Windsor Park. Are you aware of that, right?
I wasn't the Piero then, but
you are aware that happened.
I am aware.
It should be on record.
I am.
What I find strange, there's athletics in the association in the Windsor Park going on. There's cricket going on. I was there up today watching cricket. The other sport. Why it is that you all have difficulty in getting football playing in Windsor Park?
When we will cross that bridge, I'll be able to tell. But for now, we are in the negotiative stages. And as soon, I can promise the public, as soon as we cross the bridge, you will get the answer.
Okay, well, I hope.
Because it's so important.
That bridge not to tall.
Whenever we play international games in Dominica, we play the Windsor Park.
Yeah, that's our home ground.
Our home ground, but we don't play any league games there, so guys are not familiar with the ground. So that's something you all need to work on.
And I'm speaking now not as the DFA, and probably this is one of the deficiencies that's probably going to happen, because everybody wants to concentrate on stock farm and forget that there is the.
Well, I think stock farm quality is very good.
It's good, but at the end of the day, most times, let's take for example, we are training in stock farm. We forget that there is a Windsor Park. We forget that there is a Dublin. We forget that there is a Portsmouth. That the very serve the grass.
Natural grass.
The natural grass.
Yeah,
to prevent many injuries, but that's not the views of the DFA. That is my personal view as to how are we going to tackle that. I guess the Sports Council, SIBO, together with the DFA, probably need to sit and let's discuss football, let's discuss sports. Now, this is not the views of the DFA. I'm just speaking as a citizen. The Sports Council come together with the various sporting disciplines and let's discuss the way forward, because they cannot do it on their own.
Who from the DFA is on the Sports Council?
The president.
Are you aware of any meetings of the Sports Council so far?
Not at the moment.
Yeah,
I'm being real.
Mr. Piero, as we're talking about the facility at Stock Farm, is it true that FIFA has requested that it be done away with?
That's
the current facility, that it is not up to standard, it's not up to mark?
That's not true. As we speak, we were to commence work on the roofing, but due to
But the track itself is it not the fact that the playing area has a problem?
That's not true. And whoever
Are you sure, Mr. Piero?
Whoever give that information, I want to know, because on Monday an official was there.
Interested because my information is that FIFA has problems with the particular pitch, because obviously either the players are not using the correct material, or the material itself is causing a lot of problems. It's a hard surface, it's creating problems, and that FIFA has said that football should not be played on it.
Now, Dr. Thompson, I'm saying this report did not come to us.
So, okay.
No,
Mr. Piero, make sure you have that right, because you'll be found one thing,
Mr. Piero,
make sure you have that right.
Mr. Piero, we are going to protect you on this show. For your own protection, say you're not aware.
I'm not aware of it.
You will find out. Yes. For your protection.
I'm not aware of it.
Don't say there's no truth.
Make sure you have it right, Piero.
Because
if
you deny it and later on it turns out that case,
So I'm going to tell you, make sure you have that right.
We protect our guests.
Yeah, make sure you have that right.
I lecture at the college, and every time I pass that stock farm field, I stop. I wish I was still playing football.
You can still play.
It looks me.
But you have to have the proper footwear for that surface. You have to have the proper
green
footwear.
and nice, man.
Yes,
But
no,
it looks inviting.
The problem is the majority of players, they still play with the same studs as they would grass.
Right.
And that's a huge problem.
Right.
Because you jam into the turf. As against with the dirt, with the grass, the studs sink into the turf. So that is a problem.
So there could be a lot of damage here.
So it's either the footballers are asked to change their footwear or you do something, because it's just not helping our
No, this is an opportunity for very sports stores to invest and begin now having to have an investment done in the proper footwear.
Yeah.
So those listening, we can consider these things.
Because and that is something I believe seriously that the association need to address. Even in terms of giving advice to these sports clubs. And the reason I'm talking like this, I am now a member of the Southeast. I'm on the board of the Southeast
Congratulations.
Sports Clubs. I'm very much concerned about our players. They're starting on Sunday. They have the first game on Sunday at 6, and I'm very much concerned about their safety. And they're not getting injured. And I've seen what it is that they're getting to play, and I'm very much concerned about it.
So will you
gentlemen, Sebastian Lander.
Yeah, go ahead, Bobby.
Yes, I'm hearing about the footwear. I could recall that when that surface, the material that was being used, I raised the same concern, whether the clubs have been informed about the proper footwear. I am quite surprised to hear that it's not adequate, and it is not good, not for the players. Because you can injure yourself without having the proper footwear on such a surface. All right? So one has to be very, very, very careful. It's for their own good. All right? But this kind of to have the proper footwear from the word go. Because you're going to damage yourself.
Yes, indeed. We have
a caller. Hold on a little bit. Good evening.
Hello, good evening, gentlemen.
Yes, good evening.
Okay, no offense to the football PRO. But I really want to be bluntly honest. I'm listening to what he's saying, and from the time he came PRO and being on your program, I'm making a comparison between him and me, immediate past PRO. He always am trying to apply some fake diplomacy. There's always something holding back. So I cannot say this and I cannot say that. I think he needs to be more honest and straight up, because I see no reason why he always has something to hide when asked certain questions. He must realize that, listen, he's not here alone that is interested in football and all these things. People want to know exactly what is going on. Because it's talking about a Dominica business. It's not necessarily football committee business, football executive business, and so on. So tell him, please, try to emulate a little of the immediate past here.
Thank you. We have another. Thank you, caller. We have another caller. Good evening. Hello. Hello. The caller left. Yeah. Well, Abby, we have to wind up now. We've come into the end of the program. Next week, surely we'll have you. You will give us a rundown of all the games and what other information you have. But maybe by that time we'll have met and you will tell us about the Congress that was held in St. Lucia.
Yeah, one of the things I must say to the three of you and even Mr. Lobla, thanks for the critics because you allow me to go home and evaluate where I am.
Well, that's why we have you here to tell us, and we feel we always want to assist you. We're not here to put pressure on you or something like that.
No, I just want to debunk the myth, and because most times people would believe, guess what? Mr. Lawrence fumbles on his words. Nah, I just try my utmost not to bring anybody under the bus because I try my utmost as a child of God, number one, to uphold the standards to which he called me to. Truth and honesty. I must say that your program has lifted my eyes up to many things. Yes, I'd want to see we as the association come together. Let's put aside the colors. Let's put aside the differences and work together for the football, not for our own egos. And once we can develop a player at a time, we will see good results. And I want to touch base with Javid and our other foreign-based players and just say to them, keep pushing. You never know where you end up because on one of these good days, I want to stay at my home and can watch a Man Youth and see a Dominican on it and see a young player on it. And this is my drive. Not to bring anybody on the association, not to bring any club down, but just to see we uplift the game of football that somehow, somewhere, Dominica can benefit.
And as you leave, don't forget what Dr. Fountain said. Investigate. Do your investigation. We don't want you to look embarrassed. Okay, Abby? So do your investigation.
I can say to the world I will be sending Dr. Fountain a message on his phone so as to know what is going on. But nonetheless, I will investigate. As a police officer, I used to do.
One thing for Eddie.
No, it's okay. We have to wind up now. So let him go because we just want to. Thank you, Eddie. Thank you.
Welcome, gentlemen.
Next week.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Right, guys, gentlemen, we just want to say as we wind up, we hope the people in Salisbury are free. If anybody want to quickly call before we leave here, we know it's risky that at night time, men still blocking road. You never know what these people can do, these foreign people. So we'd advise you guys, be safe. We know you say you're fighting for your right, but be very, very careful. And we are pleading with the foreign, if it's a fact that there are foreign guys here, please, guys, there's no need for violence. There's no need for plenty of this, whatever it takes, gas and whatever it is. Please, we want peace in Dominica. I'm sure you guys, Lobby, Dr. Fountain, Ronald, you want peace, right, guys?
Like obtains at this point in time. Like obtains at this point in time in comparison to the rest of the small islands in the Caribbean, the OACS states. It's unfortunate tonight, Sibo, we couldn't talk a little more about cricket because I want to ask you about the West Indies Breakout League, but we are over time now.
But by the way, the IPL starts on Saturday, by the way, 10 o'clock Saturday morning.
Gilson Tyson, since we're getting Gilon Tyson, since we're getting some...
Well, I have all the statistics here. Next week we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it next week. But like you say, guys, well, when the IPL starts, everything else stops. Around the world, that's the only cricket that'll be going on for us. 10 o'clock
Except
tomorrow.
for regional cricket.
Regional cricket starts
in 2 weeks.
Time. Well, Kohli's team starts the competition against Narayan's team on Saturday morning, 10 o'clock. It's the RCB against the KKK. So that is now KKK is they're playing at Eden Gardens normally.
KKR.
90,000 people. So and against RCB,
they've got Powell and Russell on KKR
and Narayan as well.
And Narayan is the captain.
And Kohli.
Shepard is in Kohli's team.
Kohli. Narayan is the captain.
Yeah.
And Shepard is on Kohli's team.
No, Narayan's not the captain. I think no. KKR. Let me say. I'll tell you who it is. The captain. They have some new captain.
It's definitely not West Indies players.
But Narayan is not the captain for sure. Yeah, so that starts on Saturday at 10 o'clock. And then Sunday, there are 2 matches, one at 6 a.m. and one at 10 a.m. So we are saying again, good night. Salisbury people will be safe. We're saying to if the original force or whatever they are, please be discreet. We want peace in Dominica. So on behalf of Ronald Lander, Dr. Fontaine, Emmanuel Loblack, I just want to say good night to everybody. We'll be back next week. Good night. Yeah, baby.